Around BC tonight, 3 people are facing charges after a demonstration against police brutality. The protest, held last night, quickly degenerated into a violent affair with participants behaving brutally. John Daly has the story.
Okay, come on, buddy.
With language fit for a judge, the protest against police brutality turned, some would say, brutal.
Excessive force! Police brutality!
Probably about 3/4 of the group itself at one point or another were wearing masks.
1998, dragged from the police station!
From the beginning, a number of the demonstrators seemed to be hiding their faces.
We don't want your kind of
Overdose.
It's a public street. We don't want you around. You're not but it's a public street, okay?
It's frustrating. You know, it's frustrating when you see the types of behavior that these individuals will resort to. When they come under the guise that they're coming to do a peaceful protest. Another incident that took place yesterday, we had another member that was swarmed by at least 4 to 5 masked individuals. They were able to run back into the group, and we weren't able to identify them at this point. And then once again, we had a number of assaults that took place. We had one particular member that was struck with an object. It turns out to be an egg. And as he's trying to effect the arrest on this person, this individual turns around and punches our member in the face.
Bro, I don't know who you are, but if you come by 327 Carroll, I have pictures of that violent arrest.
Later on in this march, they confronted a media cameraman and threw him to the ground. His camera also fell to the ground, and there was an assault that took place there.
It's too clean cut to be down here. They're from the burbs. About 1 o'clock in the morning, they glued that on, and then they left. And now there's this protest going by. I don't recognize anybody in this crowd. I've been living down here on this street. I know most of them are here. None of them are from here, and they're up there yelling at the police. All right? We got to live here. We're not saying the police.
And as for groups of masked protesters roaming Vancouver's streets,
members of our executive have had some communication with other countries, other jurisdictions that have laws in place that prevent individuals from masking up when they gather for a demonstration of any nature.
In the end, protecting the public cost $30,000 tax dollars, and 3 protesters were arrested.
Last night's protest was organized by the Anti-Poverty Committee. It's a group that says it fights for the rights of poor people by, quote, any means necessary. But even the Anti-Poverty Committee is trying to distance itself from the violence. So who were the people causing the biggest problems? Lee Morrow tried to find out.
Police brutality! Brutality!
We now know the identity of 3 people arrested last night, but questions remain as to what group or groups they represent. 29-year-old Alain Roy, seen here being arrested, is originally from Quebec but now lives on Denman Island. He's been charged with assault with a weapon and assaulting a police officer. Police say he struck an officer in the face during last night's violent exchange on the downtown east side.
We had a Marian Elizabeth Choi. She's 32 years old. She lives in Denman Island.
Marianne Choi, believed to be this woman, has been charged with mischief. L'Oreal Yves LeBlanc, 22 of Vancouver, faces charges of assault, mischief, and disguised with the intent to commit a crime.
There's a number of individuals that we know are part of the APC. We know other individuals that were there last night that have been involved in other demonstrations or protests that turned violent.
The Anti-Poverty Committee has been very vocal of late. Here they are being arrested and maced as they continually protest the arrival of the Olympics to Vancouver and the negative effect they believe it's having on the poor. Kim Kerr from Dira, who is often protesting along with the APC, was not at last night's clash and denies APC's involvement in it.
I can tell you that to my knowledge, no, they were not. And no, they did not put the posters out, and no, they were not at last night's event.